Hello lovelies, welcome to Narc Formula. My name's Freedom. Thank you for joining me today. Today's episode is why do I stay with the narcissist? An inconvenient truth. And by that, what I mean is I'm looking at the reasons and justifications behind why we stay with the narcissist. Because, you know, whether you've left them or you're thinking about leaving them, the fact is we all go through similar or the exact same thought processes. All right, let's get into it, darlings. So there are three main kind of areas, I suppose. And the first one is what I call the practicalities. And this is where people say, I want to leave, but, you know, I don't have any money or a job or an education. I couldn't support myself. I don't have any friends nearby or family. I don't have a car. I've got nowhere to go. These are the practical and, in my mind, the most important bits of the puzzle piece. The reality is, for all of these issues, problems, barriers and obstacles, the answer is always going to be the same. It's identify what the problem is, so what you need help with, what is the particular obstacle or barrier in your way. So you need to identify the problem first, then you need to strategize and figure out how you're going to get around the problem. And this is how we do it. We do it in a slow process. We break it all down. We put it into little bite-sized pieces, you know, one step in front of the other. Because when you say to someone, well, you know, just leave, you know, there's a whole world of realities and practicalities that you don't know about. So saying leave is very different to actually leaving. When you need to leave, and if you're listening to this, you probably already know that you need to leave. But you need to put your ducks in a row. You need to get the support structures in place that you need to make your next step. And like I said, just remember, this is a slow process. You don't have to get from A to Z. It doesn't work like that. You need to get from A to B. Okay, and then from B to C, and you will work your way along. So starting at the beginning, if right now you're saying that you are not leaving because you have no friends or family, well, unless you're planning on, you know, creating family, that's never going to change. Unless, you know, you have family, but you're just not connected with them. If you're not connected with them, you know, maybe there's a reason why. I mean, you know, maybe you don't have the best family. The thing is, people have left narcissists without friends or family. People have done it on their own. If they can do it, you can do it. So, with the friends aspect, you know, the reality is you could stay another 10 years. The narcissist is not going to let you get friends in place. They're not going to let you get the support structures in place. That's what you need to remember. So whether it's, you know, a job, studying, getting friends, getting your own car, the narcissist will stop you at every single turn. They will put obstacles in place. They will undermine all of your efforts. They will do it systematically. They will do it in ways that you don't even know it's happening. So the point that I'm trying to make, I suppose, is I've seen a lot of people, because obviously, you know, I work with people, one-on-one clients. I work with people each and every day, and you know, I hear a lot of things, and one of the things I hear is people justifying to themselves why they are staying, and they're telling me, you know, it's because of these reasons. But the reality is you could stay another 5 years, 10 years, the situation won't change. The only thing that's going to be changed is that you're going to be 5 or 10 years further down the track, 5 or 10 years older, 5 or 10 years where you've been in a situation that has destroyed your belief in yourself. And this is what it all comes back to, is mindset, which leads me on to number 2, mindset. So the next lot of things as I hear is, well, no one will ever love me. or who's going to want me with 3 kids? Or, but we're married and I'm staying for the kids. The next one I hear is better the devil you know. And look, yeah, sure, better the devil you know. That's great. How about just no devil? How about just go solo for a while? How about just stop justifying your fear, because this is your life, this is your one chance. There's no rerun. There's no, this is not, your theatre group. You're not doing, the run through, There's no second chance with this. There's no opening night. There's no grand opening. This is it. Like, you're doing it. This is your life. If you want it to count for something, you're going to have to escape an oppressor, because that's what the narcissist is. They are an oppressor, like a vicious overlord. You are a captor, you are a victim, and you need to start seeing that and need to start thinking about how you're going to escape. All you really need to escape is, like I said, you just need the first step. So you need somewhere to go where you will be safe. So find out about women's shelters. There is no shame in going into a women's shelter. If you don't have friends, if you don't have support structures in place, if you don't have the money so you can just go out and rent your own place, then get on the phone or get on the internet, search around. Do this obviously at a public library or on someone else's phone. Don't use your your home computer. The narcissists will be all over that stuff. If they're suspicious that you're trying to leave, they'll be all over that stuff. So go to the public library, just do it in your shopping. When, one day when you're doing the shopping, when, or he's down getting the car fixed or whatever, find your little window of opportunity. Okay, find the women's shelters near you. Have a bag packed to go that's got your passport, your ID, everything in it. That's all you need. All you need is your key cards, so your bank cards, like I said, your important documents like your passports, your identification. Keep that stuff in one spot ready to go. Once you've got that stuff, once you have that window of opportunity, take it. You only need to get to point A. We'll figure out the rest from point A. But first of all, you need to get away from a vicious overlord, and that's what the narcissist is. All right, darlings, the third lot is the emotional aspects of, I'm scared and, I love him. Now, a lot of us left loving the person we were leaving. I left loving the person I was leaving. So I know this all too well, but I can guarantee you this, darlings. When you leave them, when you stop doing what they want, they will replace you so quickly it'll make your head spin. Okay, they will turn on you so quickly you will be horrified. The reality is, if you are not being a dutiful and good working appliance to the narcissist, you have no value. They will replace you. And then let's see how much you love him. The fact is, love dies, and it dies at the hands of the narcissist. And it takes time, but it does die. And I can guarantee you it dies. I would have, literally taken a bullet for this man. Like, that's how much I loved my ex. And from where I'm sitting right now, they say about hindsight being 20/20 or whatever. Hindsight is 20/20. I see so much more clearer now than when I was in my situation, and you will too. And that's the point. You need to get out. And once you get out and don't go back, you will start to see that, oh, look, they are replacing you, or look, they are treating you differently. Sometimes, they're used to it. Just quickly, this is my caveat to that. Sometimes they know what your cycle is. So just say you've left them before and you've gone back after a couple of weeks. Well, they know that. So they're not going to muck up in those couple of weeks. They're going to just keep playing the game, because technically you're still supplier to them. You're still fueling them. But if you push it for longer, You know, if they actually start thinking, oh wow, she's not coming back, that is when you will probably be replaced, and they'll flaunt someone right under your nose to try and make you jealous and to try and make you want to take them back. But this is all stuff to worry about further on down the track. You can't worry about what's going to happen or what you think might happen. All you need to do is focus on getting, like I said, to point A, and we'll deal with what comes from point A. So you need to get out, you need to get somewhere safe. In a perfect world, you would leave with your own car, with your own money, with your own housing and a job. I mean, that would be the perfect scenario. Okay, but not having the perfect scenario is not a reason to stay. These people are dangerous. Okay, you got to remember that. Even just living with them is dangerous. Living in that under such high levels of stress, it damages every organ of the body, including the brain, you know, your memory. Even now, 3 years later, I still have problems with my memory because of living with such high levels of stress for 13 years. It's something that, you know, will take time for me to kind of, if it ever heals, if I'm honest, if it ever heals, I don't know. But the reality is, like I said, living with these people is damaging to our health, our physical health, our mental health, our self-esteem, and our well-being. Staying any longer than 6 to 12 months is just craziness. Okay? If you're staying longer than that, you're justifying it to yourself, and you're probably lying to yourself. Truth be told, I'm going to go out on a limb. I don't want to be called, you know, I don't want to be told I'm victim shaming, but you know, if you know this person is toxic for you and you want to escape and you don't have a plan in place or a time frame in place, then you need to start working on that now. Like I said, 6 to 12 months. All right, if I come back in a year's time and you're still there, we're going to be having a different conversation now. Okay, because then it becomes obvious that you're, you know, drinking the Kool-Aid. You're believing the lies. You're believing that, oh, no one will ever want me, and, you know, I'll never be happy and I'll never find love. Like, this isn't love. Let's get that straight. Narcissistic abuse is not love. Just because someone lies beside you in a bed each night doesn't mean that you're in a committed, healthy, loving relationship. Not at all. It just means you're sharing space with an abuser. Okay, you are literally making an abuser happy. You are doing everything you can for someone who abuses you. You know, and that's not the life for anyone. Okay, so my number one top tip, I suppose, in all of this would be, if you're stuck in the situation with the narcissist and you want one thing, is I would say get a job. If you can get a job, then you have the money and the means to house yourself, to have your car fixed and serviced. Because this is the way that the narcissists, you know, they sneak back into our lives. You know, things like that. Oh, my car's broken down. My ex used to fix it. What do? I don't know. I don't have any money. Take it to the ex. Oh, all of a sudden he's not the ex anymore. Right? So you need to be self-sufficient. So if you can get a job, or if you can create a job, if you're entrepreneurial, if you've got skills, that's what I would lean into. That's what I would work on. That is what I worked on. I wrote 2 books at the end of my situationship, you know, which I held off releasing because I knew that if they were to make money, that I wouldn't be able to get rid of him. So, you know, there's always a way, darlings, is the point that I'm making. There's always a way around this stuff. Don't resign yourself to staying because of the lies that they've put in your mind, because of the Kool-Aid they've forced you to drink. Okay, you need to start changing the way you think about this. Okay, you start saying, how can I escape? What do I need to do? What supports do I need? And just remember, like I said, there are people who have escaped with a lot less. There are people who have left with literally nothing but the clothes on their back. No key cards, no cash, no nothing. People have left children behind to escape these predators. you know, really, just remember that you are stronger than you know. It's time to bite the bullet. Let them go. 2020 is here. Now is the time, lovelies.